10 years ago, I saw this article on National Geographic where it showed a picture of a dead baby albatross split open with a lot of plastic in its belly, which was accidentally fed by its own mother. Eventually, it was so full from all this junk that it could not eat any real food, and it died. So this picture has made such a big impression in my life that whenever I reach out to the trash can to throw something plastic, I immediately get reminded of this picture. So this has made a really big impact on my life. So I worked to minimize plastic as much as possible. So went through sustainable recycling and all the methods. So I was doing reasonably well. Fast forward a few years later, this is what I end up at home. So with 2 kids, I see a playroom full of toys. The crazy thing is that I did not even buy 2% of these toys. So where are these toys coming from? I kept wondering. First culprit, birthday parties. So wherever a guest comes to a birthday party, he's obliged to bring in a big gift. Not necessarily he understands what the kid needs. Even when he doesn't know the kid's intentions very well, he ends up with a big gift, most of which are actually duplicates or very similar to the ones the kid already owns at home. And it doesn't stop there. So when the kid goes to the birthday party, they come back home with a big goodie bag full of party favors. So the extravagance of party favors has exploded in the last 2-3 years. So it doesn't even stop there. So you see Easter egg surprises, V-Day favors, Halloween prizes, everything. Like everything has these small, tiny plastics buried in them. And before you know, this is what ends up at your home. So according to plastics, today, 90% of all the plastic toys or 90% of the toys in the market today are made of plastics. So what NPD says is that because these are so tiny, these are very different from other plastic recycling. It's very hard to recycle these tiny toys. So they are destined for landfill. So the Waste Management VP confirms that most of these toys are ending up in the landfill without any recycling. So another astounding fact that I recently came across is that US kids make up only 3% of the total world's kids population, but they end up owning 40% of world's total toys. So that's a really huge number. So what's going wrong? So it has got something to do with our culture. So let's start with, we as a family have started with a few baby steps in the right direction. So for one thing that we have, there are a few options that have worked out really well for us. One other thing that I wanted to add was, who's benefiting from all these toys? So the kids, they're so overwhelmed with all these toys that they do not even spend like 15 minutes of focused time on each toy. And research suggests that repetitive and focused play with one particular toy is much more beneficial to the kid than overload of toys. So definitely the parents are not benefiting from this overload of toys because they have to keep organizing, not even the environment. So the steps that we have taken to mitigate this problem are gift and experience. So it doesn't matter if you are a parent, an aunt, or an uncle, or a friend who's trying to gift a kid with something. So start with gift a book. So kids don't get enough of books. So they keep reading the books over and over again. So they can have an experience out of that book. take the kid on a hike, get outdoors. So do collect toys, collect stones, flowers, leaves on a stroll around the neighborhood rather than collecting toys from kids' meal boxes. Or make a donation to plant a birthday tree. Several organizations make it really easy for us to do this. Or take it one notch higher and gift a trip to the kid to show wonderful experiences around the world. So let's make gifting fun again and give the kids memories that they can cherish much longer than what a toy can offer. Thank you.